What do you think? What do you say? Wow, what a finish.
Yeah, oh, unbelievable finish from a top player, in my opinion. And, you know, the calmness of Matty McDonald before that, to be able to play the ball he played. Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted. And, you know, I wouldn't say it was the prettiest game, and we weren't the best on the ball in terms of what we're capable of. But we've got 3 points at home against the full-time outfit who, you know, they move the ball well, they have good patterns, and rightly so, they're in every day. But what we've got unbelievable character, and we've got players, you know, Newley's finish and Fin there, we've got players who can create moments of magic, and it's won us the game today.
And running the length of the pitch to celebrate, still got a bit of life left in your legs?
No, I haven't, my hamstring's gone. But that's just raw emotion. You know, I care deeply about these players, and, you know, I've got the back, and, you know, when you go down to 10 men against a top team like that, then to win it the way you did, your emotions get the better of you. But I'm not apologising for that. I'd do that again if it happened next week, because that's just my team. That I'm with them every step of the way. So, delighted.
Is it not a perfect performance, but it felt almost perfect for 75 minutes, didn't it? And then just felt like you needed that second goal to kill the game off, but the legs told in the end.
Yeah, it did, and, you know, we understood. You know, we want to dominate the ball. We want to dominate the high press. We want to get on the ball. We want to pass the ball forward and get it into our players higher up the pitch to create more goal-scoring opportunities. That's what we want to do. But not every game's going to be like that. We scored a great goal. What a finish by Newley. And, you know, Buxton moved the ball well. You know, but they didn't really create any chances against us. And, you know, from a good shape we had, I was made up with the 75 minutes, but the goal's poor. We can't concede a goal like that when we work as hard as we did, especially with the fresh legs we've brought onto the pitch. But to have that character, to be able to, and mentality to be able to go again and deliver what they've just delivered there, you know, I can't fault them.
To restrict them as you did, is that a testament to the defensive work and the shape that you implemented?
100%, and, you know, it comes from the training pitch. It doesn't just happen. The lads have worked so hard pre-season. They've given everything. They've bought into what we're doing, and they're getting the rewards, and they're seeing that it works. And, you know, I'm not saying we're going to do that every single week, but when they're good enough to do it, then that's the way it is. And, you know, you give everything you've got, and then we've got unbelievable quality coming off the bench who are also conditioned to be able to continue that. So, you know, we've got a young, hungry team, and, you know, we won't get above our stations, but we'll enjoy tonight, and we'll go to Merthyr with confidence, hopefully to pick another 3 points up.
Just the way on Hunter, he had a superb 55 minutes. He looked a level above the rest of the players.
Hunter's a top player, top player, and, you know, he's 29 years of age. But I also have to protect him. He hasn't played his first 90 minutes last week since February, and I have to protect him. And he's going to be a massive player for us moving forward. And once he gets up to speed fully, I have no doubt he'll contribute and he'll score goals at this level. And, you know, a big thing about Ash is he brings a wealth of experience into that dressing room, and he's an unbelievable character to have around. So he fits into what we're doing, and, you know, we're delighted to have him here.
How do you bring a player of that calibre into Marine?
I've played with Ash for years, and, you know, it wasn't easy. It weren't. But the reality is, he wanted to enjoy his football, and that's the type of kid he is. He, you know, I told him he'd come here. He knows me as a person. I'll look after him. I'll look after his family when he needs it, and he'll have a smile on his face when he's playing. And the biggest thing for Ash was he wanted to enjoy playing football regularly again, and, you know, that's credit to him and credit to his family.
It wouldn't be right to not talk about Fin before we finish. Not before we go on to his goal. He seems to have sort of changed the way he plays the game. He's tracking back and he's relentless, and I suppose that goal sort of capped off a perfect performance for him.
Fin's come back on a different animal. He has, and again, it's just through telling him to enjoy his football. I'm not gonna, you know, if you're playing in this team, you've got to work for the team. But he's fit enough and good enough to do both. He's got unbelievable quality, as you've seen on a regular basis, and it's just keeping him in the right frame of mind and keeping him enjoying his football. The hard work will take care of itself. When you're enjoying it, you don't feel tired. It's as simple as that, and, you know, it's my job, it's the staff's job to make sure that all of these players are in the right frame of mind week in, week out, to go and deliver them type of performances. And if we can do that, then we'll be in a good place.
And on the goal, it's a goal where you're winning 46 matches, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, to have that composure and you know, Matty McDonald, where I thought he was going to shoot because the keeper was that far out of his line to shoot from the halfway line, but to have the composure to put a pass through to Finn and for him to take a touch and execute that finish the way he did, that shows unbelievable talent and quality, and you know, he's capable of that. So yeah, I'm absolutely delighted for him, and I'm delighted for the team because they deserve that.
And just talk about some of the decisions, obviously that pull of the shirt towards the latter stages of the game where it probably could have been a red card. What was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, you know, I just think, you know, the referee, it's a tough game. It is. You know, I've played and I've been around top referees, and, you know, even from the side, you see things differently. And he's in the thick of battle. He's in the heat of battle, sorry. So, you know, I thought it was a foul. The line I did, but I understand his decision. I respect his decision, even though it might not sound it on the side. You know, I thought he was clean through and it was a foul. And it was last man, but, you know, we respect his decision and we move forward.
After the disappointment of last week, how much of a boost is this sort of performance and this sort of win?
Yeah, believe it or not, I weren't disappointed. I was disappointed that we didn't score when we had 13 chances to score and they had 2 last week. And I couldn't physically wrap my head down because the performance was excellent. So to be able to get the 3 points today that we deserved, you know, I'm absolutely delighted, and to win it the way we did, you know, we should hopefully take that momentum into Tuesday.